see this tie? Maybe you see it here. Meeting the president. Instead of tonight talking about all this immigration stuff, which he's gonna, he ought to tell the people at his rally what he wants to do in Iran. The policy in Iran has been erratic and opaque. Nobody knows what their plans are and why they're doing what. And as we have learned since the 60s, unless the American people are on board with a strategy, it ultimately is not going to get their support and Congress's support. So we need the president, and I told this to Mr. Pompeo, to Secretary of State Pompeo on the phone Saturday, we need the president to lay out what he thinks the problem is, and there is a problem, how he wants to deal with it, and what are his limits in dealing with it, before action.
So you acknowledge there is a problem, but to what degree are you concerned?
I'm concerned. I don't know what their strategy is, and it doesn't seem consistent. It seems when the president wakes up one morning, he says something, and then 2 days later he says something else. One day he says he's going to obliterate them, and the next day he says he wants to talk to them. It's not just senators. All the American people are scratching their heads. What the heck is going on? You don't, on something as serious as this, you consult with the American people and tell them what your strategy is. You need public support for these kinds of things, more and more and more, as every conflict has shown over the last several decades. My 6-month-old little grandson, and it was the greatest. It's inhumane. Inhumane. Second, the president tweets one day with no basis in fact. He's going to deport millions of people. Well, 2 of the highest-ranking officials within the agency, within CSIS and Homeland Security, have said it's impossible to do. And they're not prepared to do it. And one day he says one thing, one day he says the next, and it makes the crisis worse, not better. He's not solving it, he's making it worse. No, I've had this for a while, but I did spend Father's Day with the Russians and our adversaries want to undermine faith in our democracy. And if Russia or any other country is able to interfere in the 2020 elections, it's going to shake confidence in our democracy to the core. It endangers the future of this democracy, plain and simple. It's that serious. So Leader McConnell and his Senate Republicans have a choice. They can continue to ignore the problem, do nothing, and whistle past Mitch McConnell's legislative graveyard while our democracy is under threat, or they can join us and get serious about securing elections. So far, Leader McConnell, as you know, has buried bill after bill in his legislative graveyard.